This is a video on how to make a how-to presentation. Later on, I'll tell you how to take that presentation and turn it into the video that I've made here. First of all, when you're making a video, you want to keep in mind how what's in a good video. So it should be clear and logical, proceed slowly, step by step, and give precise instructions about materials and tools and choices that you have along the way. You start out by using a storyboard like this to plan what you're going to do. So here are my storyboard sketches for how I was planning to do this presentation. You'll notice that some of the pictures are pretty plain, and I have notes underneath about what I intend to say. Now this recipe that I'm making is from an app called Green Kitchen, and so the photo that I took is from that app. We're making bean brownies, and here is the recipe, including the ingredients, with the first few steps and now the last steps. The first ingredients that I want you to know about, I guess, that I'll go over are the walnuts, the almonds, the coconut, and cocoa, and eggs. There's also some coconut oil, garbanzo beans, black beans, chocolate chunks, and maple syrup. And then we get on to the materials, or I should say the tools or equipment that we need. So we need a large mixing bowl, a double boiler, a sieve, a hand blender, parchment paper, a measuring cup, a scraper, measuring spoons, pans, and an oven, which of course isn't in the picture. So the next step is to cook the beans, and so you cook them until they're soft. It depends on what kind of beans you have. Time may vary. Then you melt the chocolate chunks in a double boiler, so there's water underneath in the double boiler, and the chocolate chunks and coconut oil are in the top. You can turn the heat on to anywhere medium up to high, and wait, stir until they're melted. It doesn't take very long. Next, set your oven, preheat your oven for 325 degrees Fahrenheit. When the beans are done, you can rinse them in a sieve under running water. So put the beans in a large mixing bowl. You can see that their beans are separate here, so it's not the same batch of beans. But in any case, then you add the walnuts, the cocoa powder, the salt, shredded coconut, and to the mixing bowl, and walnuts, pardon me. Then you mix them up with your hand blender. This takes a little work because you have to kind of grind up the walnuts and the beans. Mix your eggs and the maple syrup together in a small mixing bowl. Then you can add the melted chocolate with the coconut oil and mix it up in the mixing blender, and also the egg mixture. Once the batter is smooth, you can blend in the walnuts with the rest of the batter using your scraper or another spoon. Line your pans with parchment paper. I use quite a lot so that it's sticking out over the edges. Then you fill the lined pans with the batter. I separate it into two different pans, and then put the brownie mixture in the preheated oven for 30 to 40 minutes. When it's done, you'll check with a toothpick to see how well done it is. And this toothpick shows approximately the right amount of doneness. If you cook it too long, then the brownies will get very dry. The toothpick will be clean, but they will be a little dry to eat. So I like to leave it still a little soft. Take the brownies out of the pan by grasping the parchment paper on either side. You can lift them right out of the pan, and the pans are usually pretty clean. Then you can put them on racks to cool. It's a good idea to leave them to cool. If you cut them too soon, then they really do fall apart. But if you let them cool properly, then you can enjoy them. Cut them and enjoy.